So the most expected IPO by YouTubers and many retail investors happened about a month ago, and it has been dropping since then. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about Coinbase Stock, ticker symbol COIN or Coin. Talk about what has happened since they went public, their earnings, analyst expectations, what YouTubers are saying, what people are saying now about the stock, and many more things. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and smashing that like button since it really helps the channel out. Also, I have a completely free Discord group chat, which is for that is down in the description below. First of all, we know the company went public in April at a price of $250 per share, but it really opened at over $300. Everyone was expecting it to go really high. People were having price targets of over $500 or even $600 for the first day. And when it opened and went to over $400, we all thought it was certainly going to be like that. But then it went back to earth. Little did we know that was not earth yet, as it got to $208 per share weeks later. But what happened? Why didn't it go up as everyone expected it to be, like it happened with most IPOs last year? Well, in my opinion, because literally it was so hyped that everyone was buying into it, but we didn't take into consideration that an IPO is also an exit for early investors or big money investors, and that was going to create a selling pressure that we didn't think was going to be that hard. Take into consideration that when I talk about early investors, it's not only people that bought pre-IPO at $250. No, there were investors from 2013, 14, 15 and more when the stock was worth nothing. I'm not saying they all sold, but I mean, it is a perfect exit strategy for them, and the selling pressure continued when retail investors saw the downturn, as selling causes more selling as always. I mean, as this article says, Gary Tan, the founder of Initialized Capital, invested $300,000 in early 2014 for the price of 15 cents per share. That investment is now worth $2.4 billion. Fred Wilson's Union Square Ventures bought at 0.20 cents per share venture firm at $1 per share. This has happened with other IPOs. It happened with Uber stock, it happened with Lyft, Twitter, Facebook, and many more very expected IPOs, as all of them went to a sustained period of weak price action, and with time fundamentals and valuation started to catch up, and then they saw a nice rally, a bull market started, but it took some time. I'm not saying that it will or will not take time for Coinbase to be in a rally. It's impossible to know, but they just went public about a month ago. It has been a month and people are expecting it to go back already in a single day up to go up 50%. I don't think that's possible right now. Now, after all that said, let's check their current valuation. As you know, it is currently trading at $242 per share since it went up nicely today, 7.59%. I'm filming this video after hours since I'm gonna be traveling tomorrow when this video goes live. So it's about 10 p.m. right now, so the price might have changed already, either down or up. It already has a market cap of $63.48 billion and a price to sales ratio of a little over 15.4. Now, another thing that investors apparently did not like a lot about Coinbase right now and why the stock dropped even more last week was because Coinbase priced its offering of $1.25 billion of convertible senior notes for long-term growth and expansion. According to them, they are taking advantage of this and represents an opportunity to bolster their already strong balance sheet with low-cost capital that maintains operating freedom, minimizes dilution for Coinbase's stockholders. They also said that they intend to use those proceeds from the offering for general corporate purposes, which may include working capital and capital expenditures, which apparently investors did not like at all because Coinbase is a profitable company with a healthy balance sheet. But we already knew this was going to be a very volatile stock, or as Kathy Wood said,
now, again, we expect tremendous volatility in this. It's going to be unstable in terms of investors and analysts understanding what Coinbase actually is. It makes most of its money on the trading of Bitcoin and Ether. Those are the two biggest.
And that is completely true. This is a very volatile stock because of the industry it is in, because it is the first crypto-related company to go public, because we still don't know how to value it correctly, and many, many more reasons, because Coinbase is a fintech company mixed with e-wallets and cryptocurrencies at the same time. It's like all in one, and we have nothing to compare it with. We could compare it with Robinhood, for example, since both are investing apps, but they are different at the same time. We need to first understand that Coinbase makes money whether crypto is up or down, because they make money off of trade volume and not the price of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Even if Bitcoin or Ethereum start being stable, crypto exchanges are more hedged or secure, if we could say like that, than individual coins. Talking about Cathie Wood, ARK Invest has been investing massively in Coinbase since they went public. They have bought coin stock almost every single trading day since they went public. It currently represents 3.46% of their ARK portfolio, since it's their 11th biggest position right after Zillow, then represents 3.37% of their ARKW or ARK Next Generation Internet portfolio, as it's their 10th biggest position. Lastly, it represents 2.92% of their ARK-F or FinTech Innovation ETF as their 13th biggest position right after Snap. Cathie Wood did say in that interview that I showed you before that ARK Invest is seeing this drop in growth and disruptive stocks as an opportunity to buy more, and I assume that is why they have been buying more and more of Coinbase stock every day it drops. As she said,
and then as interest rates doubled, nearly doubled over 1 quarter time, there was this fear of inflation and high valuation oriented stocks. And so we were hit with a bout of volatility. And you're absolutely right, Amber. Nothing has changed for us. So
fear of inflation and high valuations caused this pullback, correction, crash, however you want to call it, but they have confidence in the companies they are investing right now. Coinbase reported their earnings about 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, and I do have to say that their growth was impressive. Their trading volume went from $30 billion to $335 billion in a single year. We do have to take into consideration and to understand that Q1 was a huge quarter for crypto, just like Q2 has been as well. So I'm very, very interested in seeing their Q2 earnings as well. Their revenue grew massively from $191 million to $1.8 billion in a year, as crypto volume increased massively last year during the pandemic, and even more right now with this latest drop in Bitcoin. Still reported a net income of $771 million and adjusted EBITDA of $1.1 billion. Something that Cathie Wood mentioned is that institutional interest in Bitcoin alone has increased a lot, and people believe that institutions are buying right now while retail investors are selling. Still, in here we can see that the volume for institutional had a growth of 1,094%, while retail 900%. Even though they are almost the same, it is interesting to see that institutions are moving in. I did not invest in Coinbase IPO on the IPO date and have not bought in yet, as I have been focusing on other investments, but I do believe this latest drop made Coinbase got really interesting, and even more if their growth continues as it did in Q1. I do know that many people entered at a very high price in the high 300s, so I'm not celebrating this drop, as I know many people are losing money right now. But what I can say is that we need to think long term, years from now. Analysts are expecting the stock to be between $225 to $650 per share, which is a huge gap, which means that we will most likely continue seeing a lot of volatility around this stock in the coming months or even years. But analysts also expect Coinbase revenue to decrease 11.70% in 2022 and see a decline in net earnings as well, which is weird to see because no one would like to invest in a high growth company that is expected to actually not grow next year. Might analysts be thinking that crypto market is going to stabilize next year or even drop, and that the volume in crypto will decrease, just like every single year they say or think like that? I won't tell you that that won't happen because, as always, we never know. What I do know is that Coinbase is a hard company to value or analyze, and that is why there might be so much confusion around it right now. Now, did you invest in Coinbase or are you planning to? What is your price target for Coinbase? Let me know in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, I have a completely free Discord group chat, which the link for that is down in the description below. Thank you and see you next time.